So I explained to him I'm not the best at writing. I can read and write very well, but I don't express myself very well on paper. I don't think so in anyhow. And I said, Nanny, I've travelled 6,000 miles. I said to him, you know, why not just meet with us? He said, put it in writing. So this went on for another 20 minutes. And he said, why did you do it? Why did you go to a disfellowship man and a disassociated man? And I said, Brother Swingle, I said, if it was you or any other member of the governing body, John and I would call on you just the same. We're all brothers. Why can't we resolve these matters together? We have serious questions. I said, 14 years ago I was a Roman Catholic. Jehovah's Witnesses came to me. They raised questions in my life that I couldn't answer. So I went along to the priest, the local parish priest. And he said, well, come in and sit down. He gave me tea and biscuits. Now, he couldn't answer any of my questions, I said, Brother Swingle. But at least he paid me the courtesy of sitting down and talking to me. Now, I said to Brother Swingle, and you'll find out later how you can prove this one way or the other if you want to, any of you. I said to Brother Swingle, I'm not asking you to meet with me. I said, I'm not telling you to meet with me. I said, I am begging you to meet with me. Because I am now at the crossroads again that I was at 14 years ago. I am confused, I am disturbed, I am upset, and I simply want my shepherds to help me. Now, they are my words. So, he said, put it in writing. That was the curt, crisp, sarcastic response I got from him. So I'll be honest with you, I was annoyed. I felt like saying all sorts of things. Who wouldn't? We're all human. So I didn't. I wished him Jehovah's blessing. I said I would certainly pray for him because I felt that he did need prayer with an attitude like that, being an elder and having that attitude. And we left him with our telephone number and told him we'd wait to call. And we waited 3 days and they didn't call. So we got the plane back home to Shannon. And on the way home, John and I were really shocked and upset. I mean, our whole world seemed so gloomy and dull. We'd gone there full of hope, full of loyalty, if you like, thinking our questions were going to be answered, and there wasn't even an attempt to even hear the questions. So we got into Shannon, and we went home. So that week, that was the very week, we got home on the Saturday, and the following Saturday, Brother Lloyd Barry was coming on his own visit to Dublin. So, you know, in my heart of hearts I thought to myself, well, maybe he'll meet with us then. Maybe he'll have been instructed to meet with us. But Saturday came and went, and Brother Barry didn't meet with us. So, the following week, when he left, we got a phone call from the branch, Brother Arthur Matthews. He is the branch coordinator in Dublin. And he said, I heard you were in America. He phoned John up. We want to meet with you. The branch committee want to meet with you. So, John and I went to him. And one of the branch committee was away, Brother Fred Metcalf. So we met with Brother Arthur Matthews, the branch coordinator, and another member of the branch committee, Peter Andrews. And we sat down with them. Yes, we told them we had been to America. Yes, we'd been with RaymondFranz and Peter Gregerson. And we explained why we'd done it and what we hoped to achieve. And Arthur and Peter listened to us. And they questioned us a little bit about our stay over there and so forth. And we left after about 2.5 hours of conversation. Incidentally, one of the very disturbing points that came up in our discussion was that Ray Franz was disfellowshipped for having the meal with Peter Gregerson, but Cynthia Franz, his wife, was present on the occasion at the meal, and nothing happened to her, so we couldn't fathom that one, and I don't know whether any of you can. So next of all, we left. We went home, and the very next morning, Brother Arthur Matthews, the branch coordinator, phoned up John May. He said, "John, we forgot to ask you one question." And John said, "What's that?" And he said, "Well, we want an undertaking from you that you're not going to talk about the things that went on in the United States of America." So John said he would give them that undertaking. John came to me and he said to me, Arthur had phoned them up and wanted to know what the situation was with me. So I said, no, I wouldn't give that undertaking. I didn't know what I was going to do, but that was how I felt about it. Now, I have left out one very important point. Do you remember I said to you earlier that you can verify our conversation with Brother Lyman Swingle? Well, the reason you could verify it is all you have to do is contact Brooklyn, because Arthur Matthews told us that Brother Lyman Swingle taped our conversation without telling us what he'd done. And a copy of that tape, along with a private memo, was sent to the branch in Ireland to investigate us and find out about us. Now, I found that extremely disappointing and disgusting, because there we travelled 6,000 miles to sit down and talk with them. They had no time to talk with us there and then, but yet they could send a tape to the other side of the world along with a memo to investigate us. So that was very disturbing. So nothing happened after that for about 6 months, until, let's say, about 6-8 weeks ago. Now, John and I, in the country as a whole, in Ireland as a whole, are very well known brothers, and it wasn't unusual for us to receive requests from other brothers or sisters perhaps needing help for one reason or another. And what happened in the past 8 weeks really was proof of our involvement with the brothers on a countrywide basis, because John received a telephone call from a brother in Portlaoise, which is about 60 miles from Dublin. He's got a wife and 4 children. The wife was in hospital. She was having problems. The doctors were trying to press blood transfusion on her. He was down the country. He asked us to go in and to support her. So we did. We went in to see her, and we had a good chat with her, and we prayed with her, and we spoke to the doctors for her. But when we left, John and I had a conversation, because through all of this, the question of blood had been on our minds, and we had reviewed the material in the Society's publications and in the Holy Bible, and we discovered that, in point of fact, Jehovah's Witnesses were taking blood already, and that according to the Bible, it was a matter of conscience. That was the conclusion we'd come to. Now, some people might say, well, how are we taking blood already? Well, all you have to do is you check the June the 15th Watchtower of 1978, and it's the questions from readers dealing with serums and vaccinations. And there's an inherent contradiction in the material which astounded me, because I read it in 1978 and never spotted it. But I've read it since, and it's so clear that you could take serums containing blood components and extract, and indeed some serums contain whole blood, although a small quantity, but some do contain whole blood. Now, the article made the point that if it was to save your life you couldn't have a blood transfusion or use the components of blood, but it was to help you get over an illness. Say, like, you could use it in a tetanus injection, or an anti-D injection, dealing with the rhesus business, women developing antibodies in their body, or the very haemophiliacs, they take an injection called factor VIII. They could take blood into their bodies to help them get over an illness, but to save your life you can't take blood. Well, that's a contradiction. The article